Breaks your heart, don't it? Well, we're glad to have you here with us. What is this?
Oh my goodness, a turkey.
Mr. Turkey, how are you today?
Good.
What you got planned for tomorrow, Mr. Turkey?
Watching football.
Watching football? Yeah. Do you know what people usually do before they watch football, Mr. Turkey?
Eat
Turkey.
Well, they also eat yams because sweet potatoes, because North Carolina is a big sweet potato state. But do you know what goes really good with ham and sweet potatoes?
Gravy.
And gravy and mashed potatoes? All right, kids, help me out. What goes really good for Thanksgiving? Turkey. Y'all can say it louder than that. Hey, wait a minute. I hear that the president, President Obama, gave a turkey a pardon. Well, he usually does that. So maybe this turkey, you think maybe we could give him a pardon for tomorrow?
No.
A pardon means we won't eat him. We'll think about that later. Let's see what happened on the night before Thanksgiving.
It was the day before Thanksgiving, and all through the trees, the fall leaves were spinning, aloft in the breeze. 8 children had boarded their school bus with grins in hopes that a field trip soon would begin. They sang as they rode through autumn terrains, while visions of drumsticks danced in their brains. Or rivers through woods with winding and weaves. Their school bus sailed on through the new fallen leaves. When out on the road there arose such a clatter, they threw down their windows to see what was the matter. When what with their wondering eyes should they see but a miniature farm and 8 tiny turkeys and a little old man, so lively and rugged they knew in a moment it was Farmer Mac Nugget. He was dressed all in denim from his head to his toe, with a pinch of polyester and a dash of Velcro. And then in a twinkling, they heard in the straw the prancing and pawing of each little claw. More rapid than chicken, his cockerels they came. He whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Ollie, now Stanley, now Larry and Moe, on Wally, on Beaver, on Shemp and Groucho. The turkeys were chunky with smiley beaked faces, and they greeted the children with downy embraces. So out through the barnyard they ran and they flew, and they gobbled and giggled, as friends sometimes do. Then somebody spotted an axe by the door. And she asked Farmer Nugget what it was for. With a blink of his eye and a twist of his head, the old farmer told a grim tale of dread. Tonight, said Mac Nugget, these feathery beasts will be chopped up and roasted for Thanksgiving feasts. The children stood still as tears filled their eyes. Then they clamored aloud in a chorus of cries. Oh dear, cried Mac Nugget, now what shall I do? So he dashed to the well, and the teacher went too. There she goes. And they fetched some water fresh from the ground in hopes that a swig might calm everyone down. And when they returned to quiet the matter, the children were calmer and mysteriously fatter. The boys and girls drank up their drinks in the hay, then thanked old Mac Nugget and waddled away. They limped to the school bus, all huffing and puffing. It's not easy to walk with hot turkey stuffing. And then, as the school bus drove off in the night, Mac Nugget looked round. not a turkey in sight. 'Twas the night before Thanksgiving, and the stars up above shone down on a school bus, abounding with love. The very next evening, 8 families were blessed with 8 fluffy Thanksgiving turkeys as guests. They feasted on veggies with jelly and toast, and everyone was thankful. The turkeys were most. So each one gave thanks for love and for living, and they all had a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving.
I want to read this story, and I want y'all to think about it something a minute. How many of y'all, mom and dads, grown-ups in here, have to work tomorrow? You don't have to work tomorrow. I said grown-ups. Okay? How many of y'all's parents, of you children, listen up a second. How many of y'all's mom and dad have to go to work tomorrow? We'll ask this one of the bigger kids. Your mom has to work tomorrow. What does your parent do? I doubt he's doing flooring on Thanksgiving. What does your dad do? That he has to work tomorrow.
I believe he's working tomorrow today. I believe he's garage door.
Okay, most of the time people don't get new floors and new garage doors on Thanksgiving Day. There's usually, you may not have realized this, boys and girls, but most people have tomorrow off. Most of your mom and dads will not have to work tomorrow. Now, they may use working as an excuse to not be around the house, but that's a different story. But there are people like the turkey who have to work tomorrow. The policeman will still be out there working tomorrow. If you get sick and go to the hospital, doctors and nurses will be working on Thanksgiving. So there are people that have to work. They don't let the prisoners out of jail on Thanksgiving. The correctional officers have to go to work on Thanksgiving. And the firefighters have to work too. And as y'all know, firefighters are near and dear to my heart. So I'm going to read you this story about a firefighter's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Day, the shift's begun. 10 firefighters at Station 1. Lou says, I can cook today. A list is made. They're on their way. A turkey, pumpkin, yeast potatoes, ice cream yams, and ripe tomatoes. The cart is full. The shopping's through. A call comes in. It's only 9:02. Look, they got to get their gear on. What are they going to do next? Uh-oh. Sooty and Smoky back to the store. They have to mop the ice cream from the floor. They split the tab, then they peel and clean. A call comes in. It's 12:15. Look, big fire there. Low. Then they wash the trucks, hang the hose to dry, roll out the crust for some pumpkin pie, pack up their gear and fill the tank, plan the next big rookie prank. The turkey's frozen. Is it too late? A call comes in. It's 2:08. Ooh, that's a big fire. Look at that. They're out there fighting fire. Now when that's back, they check the equipment, fix the tire, record the details of the fire, put some potatoes on to boil, refuel the trucks and change the oil, throw out that pie crust and start again. A call comes in. It's 4:10. Whoa, look at that. Everybody say when that truck goes up, there's a big fire. Stick goes in the air, big fire. Oh, look at them fighting fire. They are working hard while everybody else is eating supper. But Lou is hurt. The firefighters worry. To the hospital in a hurry. The meal's forgotten. Some pace, some pray. They get the news. He'll be okay. So back at the station, night is falling. The families will soon be calling. The turkey's raw, the potatoes too. No pies, no bread, just thoughts of Lou. They wash the truck and hose the floor. A call comes in. It's 8:04. That call must not have been too much, but don't they look pretty tired backing into the station, getting out of their gear? You know they're hungry. They've been working all day. But while they fight fire, a feast is spread. Turkey, stuffing, yams, and bread. A note is on the table, too. From thankful us to helpful you. Happy Thanksgiving.
This is just called Thanksgiving Day. And again, this is another book that belonged to my children. November. Thanksgiving is celebrated on the last Thursday of November. Thanksgiving reminds us, people, of the Pilgrims many years ago. The Pilgrims wanted to worship God in their own way, which they had not been allowed to do. They left their homes in England and sailed across the ocean to the New World in a ship called the Mayflower. The voyage was difficult and stormy. The Mayflower was very crowded too. Many of the Pilgrims became sick. Finally, after many weeks, they sighted land. They rowed to the shores of America to begin their new lives. They began building homes. The cold winter came. The Pilgrims had little food to eat, and some of them died. Spring finally arrived. Friendly Indians showed the Pilgrims how to plant corn, beans, and pumpkins. The Pilgrims learned how to hunt better too, so they could provide for themselves, right? Their crops grew and grew. When fall came, their harvest was great. The Pilgrims wanted to thank God for the food they would have through the cold winter months. They decided to have a Thanksgiving feast. The Pilgrims invited their Indian friends. They had wonderful food to eat. There was turkey with nuts, herbs, bread, and cranberries. They made sauce from the cranberries. They roasted deer meat. There was cornbread, beans, and pumpkin pie. The Pilgrims and Indians played many games and shared many happy times together. The feast lasted 3 days. There was much to be thankful for. Our Thanksgiving Day is celebrated much like the Pilgrims' Thanksgiving. Some homes are decorated, corn stalks are gathered together and arranged with pumpkins, gourds, and colorful fall leaves to look like harvest time. Pictures of the Pilgrims and turkeys appear in windows and on doors. Sometimes candles are lit. Horns of plenty representing a bountiful harvest may also be used for decoration. Hymns of thanksgiving are sung, and prayers and blessings are spoken. Families and friends gather together for a feast. Many tables are filled with the same foods the Pilgrims and the Indians shared. There's cranberry sauce and a big turkey stuffed with breadcrumbs, herbs, and nuts. Also, there are sweet potatoes, beans, squash, and cornbread. Sometimes there's a tasty pumpkin pie for dessert, and games are played. There are grand parades to watch. People ride on floats, and there is music. On Thanksgiving Day, there is much to be thankful for.
This book is called Thank You for Thanksgiving. Pumpkin pie is in the air. Sneak a taste? I wouldn't dare. Set out fancy silverware? Hooray! Today's Thanksgiving. Who's having pumpkin pie? Making name cards. I know how. I can smell the turkey. Wow. Shouldn't Gramps be here by now? Now that it's Thanksgiving. In the kitchen, Mom is singing. Here they come. The doorbell's ringing. How much food is Grandma bringing? Welcome to Thanksgiving. Cousin Roger's at the door, looking taller than before. Cousin Emma, many more. Greetings on Thanksgiving. Gramps and Grandma, come on in. Uncle Earl and Auntie Vin, dinner's ready. Let's begin. Time to start Thanksgiving. At the table, find your places. Look at all the smiling faces. Let's give thanks for all God's graces. Thanks for this Thanksgiving. Gramps goes first, which means I'm last. Thanks for loved ones from our past. Guess I better think real fast. What am I thankful for? Grandma prays when Gramps is done. Thanks for loving everyone. Sending us your only son, so much to be thankful for. Mom and Dad give thanks for me, for all our friends and family. What's my prayer supposed to be? What am I thankful for? Roger's thankful he can play sports like football every day. That's what I was going to say. Now what am I thankful for? What's a kid like me to do? Talk to God and say what's true. Lord, can I give thanks for you and thank you for Thanksgiving?